Hello, and welcome to another episode of The Word for Kids. I'm Jamie, and I'm guiding you through the book of Exodus in a series of 20 episodes. Last time we learned about the descendants of Jacob, who were called Israelites. While Jacob and his family had been welcomed to Egypt by the Pharaoh, or king of their time, generations later a new king arose who did not care for the Israelites. As their numbers grew greater and greater, he feared they would become powerful and fight against the Egyptians, or try to leave. So he went through great effort to keep them under his authority and power. First, he made them slaves, instructing the Egyptians to give them difficult work with little rest. This did not keep the Israelite numbers from growing, so he tried to have the midwives kill all the Israelite baby boys. When they would not do it, Pharaoh gave orders to the Egyptians to kill all Hebrew baby boys by throwing them into the Nile River. And that set up an incredible origin story for the main character in the book of Exodus, Moses. Let's find out how this hero of the Bible got his start. Are you ready for today's adventure? Let's go! There was a man from the tribe of Levi who married a woman who was also a Levite. Now remember, Levi was just one of Jacob's 12 sons, and Jacob was sometimes called Israel. So when you hear the word tribe in the book of Exodus, it's just talking about the family that came from one of the sons of Israel. So this man and woman were Levites, meaning their great, some number of great-grandfather was Levi. That's all that means. A Levite would also be an Israelite because remember, an Israelite just means anyone in Jacob's family. So, this Levite husband and wife were Israelites living in Egypt during the time Pharaoh was trying to kill all Israelite baby boys. The woman gave birth to a son, and when she saw that he was a fine child, she hid him for 3 months. As you can imagine, hiding a baby would be a very difficult task. Babies make a lot of noise crying. And as they get older, their cries get louder and louder. When she could no longer hide him, she got a papyrus basket for him and coated it with tar and pitch. We learned a little about tar and pitch during the story of Noah's Ark last year. This was just something used at the time to keep water from getting inside the boat, or in this case, basket. After she had it all prepared, she put the baby in the basket and put it in the Nile River among the reeds. Reeds are just tall grass that grow in water. The baby boy had a big sister who stood at a distance to see what would happen to him. Soon the Pharaoh's daughter came down to the river to bathe, where she saw the basket. She opened it up and inside found the crying baby boy, and in her heart felt sorry for him. "This is one of the Hebrew babies," she said. The baby's sister saw an opportunity and came forward to talk to the princess. "Shall I go and get one of the Hebrew women to nurse the baby for you?" she asked. "Yes, go," Pharaoh's daughter replied. Of course, the girl knew someone who would be perfect for taking care of her little brother, his own mother. Not knowing this little baby was her son, the princess said to his mother, "Take this baby and nurse him for me, and I will pay you." So the mother got her son back for a little while. While we don't know for sure how long he stayed with her, when he got older and she was no longer nursing him, she took him back to Pharaoh's daughter. The princess named him Moses, which means birth or draw out. She said, "I drew him out of the water." So Moses grew up in an Egyptian household, but when he was grown, he went out and watched his people, the Israelites, hard at work as slaves to the Egyptians. When he saw an Egyptian beating an Israelite, he looked around, and thinking no one was watching, he killed the Egyptian and hid him in the sand. When he came across 2 Hebrews fighting the next day, he said to the one who was in the wrong, "Why are you hitting your fellow Hebrew?" The man replied, "Who made you ruler and judge over us? Are you thinking of killing me as you killed the Egyptian?" Instantly, Moses knew his secret was out. He was full of fear because he knew that what he had done had become known. Pharaoh heard about this and tried to kill Moses, so he ran away. He went to live in a town called Midian, and while he was there, sat down by a well. Along came 7 daughters of a priest named Reuel in Midian, who were there to draw water for their flock. Some shepherds came and drove them away, but as Moses saw this, he jumped in to rescue them and then made sure their flock was watered. They returned to their father Reuel, who asked them, "Why have you returned so early?" They explained that an Egyptian has rescued them from the shepherds and even watered their flock for them. Reuel replied, "And where is he? Why have you left him? Invite him to have something to eat." They did so, and Moses agreed to stay with Reuel. In turn, Reuel gave his daughter Zipporah to Moses in marriage. She gave birth to a son, and Moses named him Gershom, saying, "I have become a foreigner in a foreign land." And that is where our story ends for today. That means it's time for the word of the day.
Today's word of the day is faith. Faith is strong belief or trust. Faith.
And that brings us to today's verse to remember. Today's verse is Psalm 7:10. My shield is God Most High, who saves the upright in heart. One more time. My shield is God Most High, who saves the upright in heart. Psalm 7:10. That's all we have for this episode. I can't wait to see you again soon for another episode of The Word for Kids.